We are here at the Technical University in Munich and have the pleasure to speak with Professor Kellerer about the 6G-life project, collaborative research program where the TU Munich and aeroLiFi, amongst others, are doing research on the LiFi technology. Could you please explain in your words, what is it all about? I mean, for people who are not into this stuff, to understand the importance of this project for the communication.
Sure. 6G research has started a couple of years ago, forming the next generation of mobile communications. And then the German government has funded 4 6G research hubs, which are mainly academic, in order to get very early into the research that Germany is at the forefront of defining this technology. And 6G-life is one of those 4 research hubs, and in particular 6G-life is a project shared between the 2 universities, the Technical University of Munich and then the Technical University of Dresden. And there is roughly 120 researchers, 60 professors working, so it's a huge group, it's a huge project working on all kinds of technologies related to 6G, from the physical layer, from the radio communication, from the hardware platforms, chip design, up to applications, even psychologists we have in the project, as well as from the application point of view. We have the hospitals included, we have robotics, industrial applications, so on included. So we really try to see where are the points where we need to improve the communications to serve the digital society of the future with our project.
Yeah, you have mentioned that in this research program, there's not only academic facilities involved, there's also small, middle-sized companies involved. So how would you rate the importance of that, to have a common project of industry and research? Would you elaborate on that with relating to LiFi or communication technologies?
Yeah, sure. So I think this is also what is very specific also to the 6G-life project, where we actually get in a close collaboration, in particular with small and medium-sized companies. They are not, let's say, working inside the project, but we do a kind of a subcontracting, because what we would like to do, and what is very difficult typically for a new company, in particular for startup, we try to include their products or pre-products into our test beds in order to show what the technology can do. So we are kind of first-hand customers for them, and this is how we get in close collaboration. And by that we would like to promote and also show technical sovereignty in Germany is actually there. So we are able, there is companies that are able to produce parts, components of a future 6G system. And this turned out to be very, very good. We partner with existing startups, existing small companies like aeroLiFi, but in turn this collaboration, this promotion has also led to a number of spin-offs from during the course of the project, where we actually have then startups where they say, okay, there is some result we take from the project, and we're also starting a company. Then in turn we can also include them into our test beds. That's how aeroLiFi equipment, for example, is included into our test beds and many other things. And in turn then the researchers can put their hands on. This is also very, very important for us to show.
When we try to look a bit more in the future, how would this hybrid application of different wireless technologies, how could that translate to future products, mass products and applications?
Yeah, I think this, what is very important, that for the user will not see kind of technology is used. That should be completely seamless, completely transparent. And what is important is yet not achieved, but we hope that 6G can achieve it, that we have this seamless connectivity everywhere. And that's why we also need to include different technologies. So the LiFi is one, satellite communication is the other, and there's many other things. Ad hoc networks or mesh networks, which also could be done partially with LiFi. This would all be important. And I think bringing and integrating these products in a joint standard would provide a better market for each of these technologies.
Is 6G the communication universe of the future, or is there even more and new things we maybe don't know about, which will then be called like 7G or something? So
if we would know that,
yes.
if you could look into the future. But what we try to do is make every generation should solve issues, requirements that come up over time. And with 6G, we would like to create a system that is integrating different types of technologies. And this is really of the benefit to the customer, to the user, in the customer's interaction with robots, with the environment, and so on and so forth. And I'm sure that more things will come up. Some things we cannot solve, and they will be pushed into a next generation. So generations are kind of milestones for us also in research and development. So every 10 years there is kind of a stop and we can rethink what needs to be done. We can collect the requirements and then see what's coming next. But there's a number of things that are not yet solved for 6G, but let's focus on them.
So there's still some things to do until my phone shows 6G
exactly,
on the top right.
There is something to be done.
Well, thank you very much, I can say, for your insights, for your opinions, and telling us something about this 6G-life project. We are very interested to follow up on that and to stay informed.
Of course, we should do that.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.